Family, good evening. I'm glad for there today again as part of the covenant where we don't make utuna. We be non promise una say every Thursday, 8 o'clock, we dey join una, law update una on waiting to happen at government, let una say get opportunity for ask we till now una dey seek clarification on. But as always, I will just continue for appeal say let we make a law make am civil, no cause, let nobody know left the ball, go for posting foot. Law plan within the decent rules of engagement. Last week, we discussed many things there, including the fallout of the August 10 insurrection. So a fine. We'll also talk about things that would happen in the Ministry of Information and Communications. Today, I want to discuss the topical issues of the voter registration process. I want to update una on the people then where they may arrest for August 10 and all other things then una say go on for no. But at the ask una, do ya una allow we engage, Lord share the link, Lord bring other people on board so that we will make a truly interesting national conversation. Because this one I'm fine. I mean, over the period when I don't say we need to reach out more. So this is not part of that strategy day for bridge that communications gap they want to identify. And I want to inform una say today, again, learning from una feedback. Because people then during the last session may say, let we begin streamer on SLBC. Today, the Director General of the SLBC, Joseph Egbenda Kapua Esquire, don't grant that opportunity. So SLBC, they broadcast this thing live right now. They also get on the social media pages there. So they encourage you now for share and for us to engage. Ask any question what you want. If I not sabi the answer, I will ask the appropriate people then. Let them join me next time for help answer. Again, when I've been talking, I try for the host of my colleague cabinet ministers there. Today, me and the Minister of Trade talk, very excited. The Minister of Health is very excited, for can join. So I really look forward to an interesting family discussion, a very exciting, family conversation with Sierra Leoneans there. So the Axona wanna share the link and now we keep this conversation hot and running. That's very important. Yes. So today we get in custody about 106 people then, where they may hold for various public order and related offenses then during the August 10 insurrection. They don't release 261 in all. We also know say on the advice of the Director of Public Prosecutions, they also released 128 people then. 133 they were then released for lack of evidence. They don't charge about 131 of them to court. 68 don't appear in a court. They don't do initial appearances in a court, and they don't. Then they in remand and then go continue to appear on various other dates. Then the situation relating to people that were the arrest as a result of August 10. This one very important. Few things there, they all get rights and representation of the councils of their choice. What they do not have, by law, the state they provide them one. For the family, they understand, say, nobody in right not been abused. Everybody gets a fair chance for be heard and for be proven innocent or otherwise in a duly constituted court, not the various magistrate courts within they appear. I think so that is very important. On the issue of them people then they will die during the August 10 insurrection, the people then waiting at the mortuary will be known to put out announcements there for let them come forward and for their family members and come forward and identify their loved ones there. As at today, now about 17 people they may not come forward for identify their loved ones, and so still they await more people there. But again, we don't also make sure say the announcements they continue for run, and the time they run out. At some point, if we not get people then where they can't claim them body, then the state gets right under the I don't forget the law. The state get right, for bury them people then But the best bet, at the third time this we don't renew the dates there, because the decent thing for do is now for encourage family members there for can identify their loved ones there let them able bury them, with the state leading that process. So now that's post-mortem they go on right now, but the one who don't identify their loved ones then with family members in attendance, who want to make sure everybody gets a fair, befitting funeral. His Excellency don't make it very clear. Every Sierra Leonean life is precious, is valuable, and therefore them people then they will get a decent burial. It will be a state-led funeral. So I think that one is important. Yeah. So now that I go talk about the issues then they will still continue for appeal to loved ones then, family members, they all lost loved ones then, for come forward, for identify the corpses, the mortal remains of them people then they, so that the state go take them together with the state, we will work together for do post-mortem and plan, a befitting funeral together. So they look forward to that. On other matters involving the voters registration process, the point we'll get is the voter registration process now in 2 phases, and not to this year it begin. From where we don't begin voters education, voters registration in this country, now so it always did it in 2 phases. The first phase, like with the Electoral Commission of Sierra Leone advice, they run from the 3rd to the 17th of August, September rather. After that, they go run now for up to the 4th of October. So one for use this opportunity for encourage every Sierra Leonean we don't reach the voting age, or we go reach the voting age by the 24th of June next year, for go out there and register. This is a civic responsibility. Na Salo now, with the Yoruba people there, they talk about rights. Rights, they go to responsibilities. So let's do the responsibility first for register, then we'll go exercise the rights of franchise. I think this is very important. Now, other countries around the world, a compulsory for make sure you register and vote. Now, not a compulsory, but to want less Sierra Leoneans and take out this opportunity or go out there and register. Yes, in all, we get 3,300 polling stations every election. Then they add 10%. So this year, I think we'll get 3,630 polling stations, if my math's right, dispersed across the electoral areas in Salone. Vote registrations will start with a lot of hiccups then, but the Electoral Commission don't assure we say, those are being addressed, particularly part of the key challenge now being registering first-time voters. First-time voters then, because the software been the key challenges, but I think then they in the process, by now they're supposed to don't resolve them, or then they resolve that critical challenge. This is to technology everywhere, glitches can be, challenges can be. And I want to make it clear, say, not to na western area no more, or na northern regions, like people in the claim. This is not way they across the country, software challenges, technical glitches, every part of this country don't get them. But the EC, they on top of that situation now, you find out more people than the register. As at yesterday's press conference, they now register over 400 and something thousand voters just after 2 days of registration. So we are on course, we thoroughly, but I want to re-echo a few concerns then. People then want to take advantage, some people then don't want to exploit the situation. I don't hear people then they say, let people once them, but they don't begin come let them go register. That is an offense. The electoral laws violation nowadays and punishable under the law. When I remember there was an MP, an SLPP MP, once, I think there have been 2012 elections, an attempt for register underage people there. That one day we know how that case they been go. That be a very serious issue. I want for use this opportunity for appeal to the Sierra Leone, true Sierra Leoneans in we, not for do that one day. But if you do that one day, you're in conflict with the law. Right? I think so that one day very important for state. Again, it also going to be very difficult. If we not register na ANCRA, National Civil Registration Authority, if we not register there, you don't give age. If you go there, you want for change, unfortunately, you're not able to have, because the details are all laid biometric features and non-capture. So I want for use this opportunity for tell family and say, that is a no-no, let them not try. As we go about the conversation, the hit up, I want for encourage una, for share, for stay engaged with decorum and civility, so that we'll be able to answer them questions and then issues and the way they touch we as a people, as a nation, as a country. Allow share, allow engage in civilized fashion. But core ideas and the way say go get, I go share out now what we get on we side. Lona settle for inform government policy. Like I say, last week, somebody been proposed, say, we begin share na SLBC. That is happening today. So what more can you ask for? Oh, na talk something we will implement, we will always implement that. So that one day, na part of the thing that I want for say, I want for engage small bit more, they will continue. Go. Yes. So I want for encourage you now for continue for share, for continue for engage. We they make sure say the question they will able answer will answer up. The one they will not able answer. If the competent authority they in order herself assure and say as this program they hit up, I get for they bring people there. In fact, a lot of excitement there among my cabinet colleagues there now, MDs there, then say one for take advantage of the situation and engage. So now share. Your favorite minister go count, the minister. Somebody they say, why can't you explain clearly to CNN about your cybercrime? I don't get a cybercrime, unfortunately. That's the talk. But but this business here for law with the if one for engage properly, law also the read. When you read, you come to the table with some ideas then interesting. Yeah. Okay. In the interest of full disclosure, my wife comes from Bond District, so that road they affect. But government, already give that road that contract out for let them do the road. So this is work in progress. So inshallah, we hope for continue. So today, His Excellency the President launched what they call the Education Sector Master Plan. This is not the fourth way the country don't get since independence, probably. We say the government, they come and lay out a vision for education. So we know they do no more because we want to do expenditure on education. We want to talk about which kind of education we want for give Pekin. How do we target early school leavers? How do we target university graduates? Then so when they left college, then will become useful to themselves and family. So then kind of conversation are 90 inside the university, the education master plan. Also, they talk about how do we find innovative ways there. Which other way they, apart from relying on the national budget, would they do? Because the kind thing they do per education, who plan for do, rely on the national budget alone, not able to do. So all lent in the creative financing to support education. What do you do with the graduates when they leave? What skills do you give them to ensure that they are able to become, how they go able either set up their own businesses or able to get gainful employment and compete with the rest of the world? Because His Excellency don't stress, particularly on digital education. Because they tell we, they say, look, if we not change the model, if you're not able to compete in this digital world, your education is as good as useless. Because you wake up, first thing, you want to read email, you want to send a message, you want to do one thing or the other. So the education master plan, they speak to that. And very interesting. Important for no key things than by the statement. More than, when we come in, get a curriculum development and research unit. One day we'll not get that. So you find out, say, no way not be there for revised for curriculum in schools, and the same thing we may learn per government, for example, and still be the land. But under this administration, we don't set up a curriculum and research unit where they now don't make sure, say, they're not introducing like early learning curriculum, they don't develop curriculum for civic education. Of course, with the National Council for Civic Education and Development, where Mr. Khalil Zitange, the lead facilitator of that process. I'm glad His Excellency notes and say now, civics now the part of the curriculum. And you know why it's important for get civics in the curriculum? We've been in school, we know old parents small bit. We've been to do civics. Civics been to teach we rights and responsibilities. Over the years, don't left for do civics. People then they talk about the right, no more. They don't talk about the responsibility. We think, say, if we get a responsible citizenry, we're not go dump it everywhere. We're not go to maps on site and pee. We're not go, we go respect national symbols, national signs there. We go know, say, you can dialogue and achieve the same goals than taking the law into your own hands, than killing a police officer, than doing all anything, and it will be a good country. That country, they will be in a position for move forward. We're already aware, say this government, they spend 22% of a budget on education. Also, in addition, government does set up a skills development fund. That skills development fund, now for support technical education, technical vocational education and training, not only of public schools, but also they support private institutions where they provide that to Sierra Leoneans. I think that this is one very important. To an extent, that we'll get technical vocational education training centers in 10 districts there, and we still hope for do more investment in the other one there. I think so that one is very important for left family. No. Apart from that, it's also important for note say this government, more than any other in the history of this country, in the 51-year history of this country, don't spend more money on education. We don't increase more teacher salaries than anybody has done at any one point in history. I think so that one is very important. Important for note, more specifically, say we do all length in there during COVID. Most governments around the world not be able to do investment, not be able to do salary increments then during COVID. But President Bill gets a body and soul commitment to human capital development, where they talk about healthcare, where they talk about agriculture, where they talk about education. During this period, the same period, we provide medical insurance for healthcare workers. This has never happened in the history of a country. Even when we get COVID, when we get Ebola, na Salon, Liberia, and Guinea get Ebola, the whole world been focused on we had a lot of resources. That did not happen. Now, under President Bill, this don't happen. Recently, when I say the doctors they've been concerned when they remove COVID allowance, we don't give them salary for make sure say they not lost anything. We also don't make sure say they fail and not be like the way them in the manager. We have put everything in place for make sure say we get a highly motivated workforce. I think that this is very, very important to note. Yeah, so I continue for encouraging now. We will share the links then. We'll make this family discussion a truly engaging, a truly inspirational conversation. Yeah, I think so that one is very important. Okay, somebody they talk why they not they upgrade to 5G. We sell companies, they not the why they not they upgrade to 5G. So 5G now a relatively new phenomenon. Even in the very advanced world, they're not everywhere 5G day. So that one they require a lot of stuff there. But not to 5G, they make you able to communicate seamlessly. We'll get not to 5G no more, they be able to make you able to communicate without problem. Yeah, somebody now had to talk, just draw my attention. So what they do very well. In fact, like last year I read now, because the typical saloon person get the tendency for one of the most expensive. Last week I read data prices and now we still rank one of the cheapest in terms of data. I mean, I give the data I read now, not to hear say, not to waiting. I tell you, my brother, we don't expand connectivity. Like I tell you, we don't expand the footprints of connectivity. Now, Boku communities there we not been get before now. We also don't make sure say more people than through deliberate policy reforms and what they do. We don't reduce prices there for calls there, and we also, as a result of that, we'll get more people there. Now the social media grid now than at any time in history. Last week I gave the number around 360,000 people there. In 2017, today you have about 1.2 million people. We did not sleepwalk into that. Now deliberate policy reforms they will do, and the investments there, where His Excellency's government they're doing this. For example, we don't take fiber in a place that will not be get fiber, including Koinadugu district, Moyamba district, Kailaon district, Bond district, and Pujeon district. That fiber they will don't take it. We make sure so we connect schools then where they would connect the district council there or the city in the provincial headquarters towns there would they do a metro ring with access points there so that Bryce will ask this question if one can na Makeni or Kenema or Bo na you want to take fiber to your home. It's very easy. Yeah, and ISP they will go do that. And in Freetown, there is good news here. Freetown now gets a metro fiber. Then they literally lay under every community. So if you want high-speed fiber connectivity, the company then they advertise, you can go pay small money and let it connected at home so you will get beautiful user experience. I think that's very important. Yeah. Um, somebody asked if any provision there for people that already live abroad, let them come and register. Yes. So Farah Lamin Kamara, this year we don't get a landmark legislation where they grant the franchise the right for vote and be voted for to dual citizens there. But I'm not aware, say this year people and they able register. It's a process. First, they may not challenge when I say we not get rights. Even though we not people then would contribute to Sierra Leone, we not the send remittances in there, we not the support families in there, we not the transfer knowledge and do beaucoup things for this country. Previous government may not be find una interesting for letting give una the franchise. President Bio be non promise and the campaign manifesto and don't pass that one through through Parliament now. So that's a law now. So one step at a time, I sure say you concern for letting give consideration to that. They're under active consideration, but it's not happening this election. Somebody they asked, Mr. Musa Masakoe, how far have you gone with regards to salary harmonization? Musa, that one did in a Parliament. I've been in a cabinet approval over a year ago. It in a Parliament now. We will continue for give them the nudge for let them bring her out for further discussions and eventual adoption. Because Mrs. Wonder harmonization, because yawning salary disparities and between and amongst people in the public service and even with the political class. I can guarantee you, government ministers, contrary to what people then feel, government ministers they not get medical insurance. For example, this is not the first time I work in 20 years I not get medical insurance for me and my family. Government minister they not get that one day. There are many things you not get allowance for nothing basically, pass for rent. Yeah, which is not too high. Now Liberia they get $3,000 per month. Now $1,000 they get, which is not the very best. But the national service, there have to be sacrifices. And then they now work for accept. Musa say, why haven't you been doing such? Well, there's never a wrong time for doing the right thing, Musa. That's how I'll respond. But people then think, say this is right, and I could not agree more. So I'd encourage you now for continue for share. If we get for make a truly engaging national conversation. Let's keep sharing. Yeah, no, natural, mommy. The only time in the talk, I learn for talk, what kind of city. Me na been the talk, the host, what kind of school I talk English. So forgive my poor Creole, but I try very hard for make sure say do that one day. Yeah? No, I mean that's a fair comment to make. Yeah. Rachel, thank you very much. Now I go take you all for make sure say we build the Sierra Leone of our dreams. Yeah. So I'd encourage you now for continue for share, bring more people into the conversation. As long as we keep on civil, we're here to engage. In coming days, my colleague the non-promise for join me. They're all very excited. The Minister of Health already there in the queue. The Minister of Trade in the queue. We will bring the two ministers of education. So let's keep the conversation going. This is the way to go. Jaw is better than war. Yes. So what's going to happen? Are they wait for more issues there? Let's talk. This is a family conversation today we'll get. But like I've been saying, we get a situation where people then want for score cheap political points there. We deliberately set out for misinformed Sierra Leoneans at home and abroad. They create the impression, say, then technical problems there, where the registration being faced in early days, only in the north and western area. That is not true. I mean, every part of the country don't get a fair share of them challenges. But the good news is the Electoral Commission, they're on top of her. They're not assure we say they are on top of it and would get the matters being resolved. Yes. Yeah, okay, somebody just they confirm so you can now take fiber to your homes in Bo, Kenem, and Makeni because we don't do the metro rings. So this government would work very hard. Would work very hard. This is national service. Like I said, the baseline very weak. Or I want to talk at the talk figures. Like what will take over, how many people have been connected to mobile voice? Now be about 79%. Today we'll get 87% of people connected by mobile voice. We're not one of the very best in the region, but we are working very hard for make sure say will they continue. Farah, thank you very much. I will not rest on my laurels. I will continue for do more. This is national service. When you tire, you come on. But when you did it, you forgive you best. I just come up our official engagements. Now that make when I see a day in coat and tie. Ordinarily by now for the relax. But this is the call of national service. So we'll go for do. Yeah. So I encourage you now for continue for share. Allah will get this engagement. Let the debate go on. Let the conversation roll. Let us stay engaged. Let nobody not left the ball and go for anybody in foot. Because if you play foul, you can also be fouled. That's the point. Now the ground rule now one day. Let us keep on civil and get the very best out of it. Yeah. So today, again, continuing for latch on to what the president said today. The president make it clear say, then countries and who they admire, who they aspire for live. Education na their foundation. Law and order na their foundation. Now they make any young government don't choose human capital development for make sure so we prepare the next generation of Sierra Leoneans for take over this country so that they go able improve their own individual quality of life, they able improve families and make meaningful contributions to national development. Also underscore the importance of law and order. So law and order na the bedrock, na the foundation on which it is able to build a solid society, a prosperous and progressive society. If law and order are not there, everything else does not matter. The economy won't matter. Education won't matter because you're not going to achieve all ends in a lawless society. None make we say we now have a policy of catching them young. We don't reintroduce civic education. Now the schools there, we hope say this way, picking them go right, then go learn for nobody rights and responsibilities. But also, this now means say parents and say no get for return to responsible parenting. We have to do responsible parenting because now the only way that we picking them go grow up, we're proud of them, we're happy with the way that they acquit themselves in the world. We say go be very proud of them. For them picking them with them in whole, then 24 picking and they would then reunite with them families and Makini, Nakamakui, them place and they. The Minister of Social Welfare been in them communities and they for engage them, for animate them communities and they for provide psychosocial care for them picking and they and interview them. What bad politicians can normally do, then exploit the vulnerabilities of victims of poverty and anything and they. Meanwhile, the young picking and not did it, then they don't did it. So my message to young people is very simple. Any politician we can tell we for break law and order, for they are in conflict with the law. Now, interesting thing, law tell them, let them lead we, let them bring them picking the law or go participate. But that's the spirit. Yeah, so that when you tell them that and they don't say don't wise up, they're not going to bring them to you next time. I think that's very important to talk about. Again, let's continue to share. Let's keep the conversation going. I know they see the message in the car. I hope the internet okay. Yes. Okay, Patrick, you want to bring the Minister of Agriculture. He's another willing horse, ready for Kana and talk to owner. We go plan now. He go join the queue. Other people that been on day before him. We go bring Ghana in subsequent editions. Okay, it's somebody they ask. I think Dovofo Kukofele they ask. So people then go to wonder how government may not able to take care of its citizens during COVID. So I think it's very important for us to talk about this more bit. When COVID strike, this country been there on we know they do well. We've been on the growth trajectory. When this government come in, we now all know now common knowledge, we make the country in austerity. We major lenders them, pull out. The IMF, World Bank, we now lost confidence in the country. But we'll come in, then see we'll take bold, audacious step ahead. For example, for introduce the single treasury account, for commit to domestic revenue mobilization. Within 3-4 months, the IMF re-engage with we, they're not able to come back, they don't support we, they don't guarantee we credit them from major multilateral and bilateral donor institutions. So when COVID come, one of the very first things government do, this government a government with the plan ahead. One of the first things we do now before launch what we call the Quick Action Economic Recovery Program. By that Quick Action Economic Recovery Program, one of the very first, the cardinal thing that we did, government opened a direct line of credit through the central bank of $50 million at a single, I think at 8% interest rate, so that then importer them, where they bring rice, flour, oil, they go able to continue for keep them commodities and then at the market. So because we plan, we give them foreign exchange support. Now that they make will not be short in 19 and they during COVID. Now other countries in the region particularly, when they see people that to line for the incident, salon not go down that way at all. And then as I'm told for commend the government for it not happen so no more. We plan for her, we support them. Again, during that same COVID, anytime we the lockdown, we been to make sure say we give direct cash transfers to people living with disabilities across this country. Yeah, we'll do that one day. We'll give them direct cash transfers for let them look after themselves and their families. Because anytime these na people that only live by the day, they go drag in the street for let them car. So we'll lock them down. It's only about fare that we'll provide for them. We'll do that throughout COVID. Again, for the market woman, we know say COVID affects but people their small businesses because movement restrictions, they lockdowns, so government do direct cash transfers through the National Commission for Social Action to their market women, where they do small businesses for keeping their businesses awake and afloat. Again, during that same period, then government launched the Munafa Fund. The Munafa Fund has small, medium enterprises in the support, with business grants there, with an interest rate of 8%. What to make we come to Munafa Fund? Munafa now the government version of microcredit. Before now, microcredit institutions and they charge people as high as 25%. So they make boku makituma and they run common at them place there, they go now other place there, all the business spoil there, and they're not able to make profit, they overburden there. Government said this cannot continue for happen. Again, during that same period, government give 3 months salaries to people that already working at the hotels there. Because we know say COVID, because flights are not been there, movement restrictions. So the hardest hit sector now been the tourism, the entertainment and service sector. So government may do that one day for make sure say then 3 months salaries and they go able hold them up. And businesses there will defer their tax payments and just for make sure say things continue to happen. So there are many things we did during COVID, right? Where come for FAIL, what would they talk about? FAIL government, for example, give $87 million in foreign exchange support to oil markets and companies there for let them able bring in much needed petroleum products at any one point in time. Government now lost in excess of 278 million loans in various tax waivers and what have you on petroleum products. Because we know one lot of people then be very hard hit, right? So but we'll talk about this till the cows come home. We'll left at that point and continue. Let's respond to Fable and Force. That are some of the things where we all talk about. Oh, Bobby Amara, yes. Indeed, what you require the requirements in too. If you get some other thing, you get like diploma or something, you get 4 credits. Yes, now university requirement now. Okay, Lamin Farah Kamara, is it coming? Yeah, so for the registration, you look forward for meet me. Me said they look forward for meet you. I got an open door policy. Anybody who don't interact with me will tell you that. I go look forward to that very much. Yeah, safe flights when you do come. So thank you for the commendation, for being a fabulous preacher. I don't know, Francis, I don't know when you join will, because I don't give updates on the August 10 insurrection. I don't make clear, say, currently about 106 people then they in custody. They don't release 261. Again, on the advice of the Director of Public Prosecutions, they don't release 128. 133 they were not released in addition for lack of evidence. 135 they were not charged to court. 68 don't begin appear, they don't do first appearance, and then they do follow-up appearances on subsequent occasions. So that's happening. Yeah. Like the one that we lost precious lives then during August 10 with the state owner. If you lost a loved one, call out mortuary, identify your loved one so that the next steps of the process will be activated, including post-mortem, and we'll sit down together now, we'll plan the state-led funeral. But His Excellency has committed, he will make sure, say, every Sierra Leonean will die, will get a decent burial. That is very reassuring. So Abubakar Kamara asks if the student loan accessible to all students, poor and rich, and the one who are not politically connected. Last time I checked, I know say free quality education not been the check which region anybody come on, whether born you, whether you rich or poor. It's a Sierra Leonean benefits program. So like the student loan scheme, I mean, this is not one of the biggest things again what the president don't do. We go school, some of the guys then will be smarter than we, but because their parents are not able to fund them through university and drop out. This president want for make sure say he does not have money back to share all over the place, but he want for give every Sierra Leonean a fair chance for realizing their fullest potentials. Abraham Kamari said there's a don't say that's nonsense, utter nonsense. It's not true. They don't sell the last gold left now on a reserve. There's a people made the reserve around 200 and something. They don't cry and go around 800 and something in reserve $1 million. So this is really very good. You have to commend us for that. This is a very responsible government. Yeah. Eva Kruma, Eva, but if you not get better contribution for make stay out of this conversation, how could this be dirty politics? Would get civilized discourse? This game here, like what they can say, don't big. If you're not able, now pull hand. Stay over this conversation. Yeah, somebody say, "Una go like forget Dr. Senge, Martins, AF Amara. We will bring Dr. Senge now. He'll be very excited to join us here." Yeah. Okay, Abubakar, amen. I pray Lord God continue for guide me for dedicated service to Mama Salon. We will do that. Eva, I didn't say if you're not able to elevate this conversation, I think so I go ask let them remove you. Yeah. Okay, so somebody asks, this program so important. What will they do for reach the people that are in the villages and the communities? Well, this is not just one outreach mechanism. This we actually can engage in our communities. Then, just a couple of days ago, my team just come out Kamakwe. After bloody August 10, we want for see in context. One of my team assigned a 4-member delegation at Kamakwe. Then go, then burn out the police stations. Then engage the communities. Then the communities themselves. They say, look, then barracks, then they burn the whole police barracks. Then say, then barracks, then in Nigerian Tijan Kaba and Ten and Bilang. They don't lost them infrastructure now. If government go for doing investment now, they go for rebuild the barracks. So I think it's beginning to dawn on them. Say it was unfortunate what they do. Well, so I see Institute for Governance Reform don't they engage Southern Paramount Chiefs there. I understand say they are engaging Northern Paramount Chiefs now. Let them talk around issues around hate speech and love one another campaign. I think say this is not the Sierra Leone. His Excellency can always talk say there are a lot more things where they unite we as a country than the one that they set we apart. We are not we religiously tolerant, we tribally tolerant, but bad politicians that without a message, then they set one tribe against another. And we really think say that should stop. Because if Sierra Leone prosper, all man they enjoy the fruits of the prosperity. If we get challenges, all man will fail. So we only have to learn to live together. Continue to live together. But we don't land down the The bad politicians should give peace a chance. So the president don't make it clear. If anybody want for challenger, if anybody want to be president, they don't announce the elections timetable over 1.5 years in advance. Before now, we know the maneuverings that can happen. Past the international community begin put pressure. Past civil society begin put pressure. It's either after me, or more time, or something. All kinds of maneuverings. This president say, look, we have to open up the democratic space. So if you have a message, come on, let's roll. Oh, they don't repeal it too. My friend, they asked, I've been there part of that visit day, Mr. Gaoja. Indeed, they don't repeal the Tusim Act. Yeah, they may not repeal and Parliament don't repeal her. So now Tusimas then get the opportunity, then get the franchise. That is the right to vote and be voted for. Yeah. Oh, bank governor to the program. Hey, Musa, this why. Well, we go tell him. We go tell him. But all man we will come together. We will do it over a period. By the time we go around, I shall say all man go down, come around. Somebody they asked Dover for law get closer to the people by holding town hall meetings. Well, all the tell the whole town hall meetings. All the tell the whole town hall meetings. I just tell you, the team just returned from Kamakwe, and this is not something we don't do all the time. We have continued to engage. Me now one person we don't decentralize press conferences with the whole Bakini, Nabo district and regional headquarter towns. Some would even go beyond that, right? So we'll continue for engage. Yeah. The one where they misinform people their luck will go run out soon. I have bad news for them. Their luck will run out soon. There are a lot more things for engaging than being merchant, than becoming a merchant in bad news, in misinformation. Oh, somebody asked if I still believe say August 10 protesters so at the access person, but if we want to engage on the issues I will honestly engage, I will honestly ask. Who all read will come back. At the access person, let read the 2012 Anti-Money Laundering and Terrorism Act. Not to President Bill enactor, it clearly defined within the terrorist act, within the terrorism. And in the cyber security and crime law, now that definition they will refer to. So if you want for challenger, go read them sections in the definition sections within a terrorism. Yeah? Yes. I will still believe it was. We don't set up a committee now, a broad-based, all-inclusive committee for probe into the reasons for the August 10th insurrection, bloody insurrection, those who did the mobilization, those who funded it, and any other things that will be of public interest. They don't begin it now. Okay, Mansa, Kanka, Musa, whatever you are called. Mansa, there's never a wrong time to do the right thing. Yeah. This now the age of multimedia. You get the legacy approaches there. We have been doing that. We are just coming on this platform. In any case, we're not in this platform all the time. We have always have an MIC page here, Ministry of Information and Communications, to keep people there informed. We also always don't get my own page where the updates, my Twitter handle, my Facebook page, my whatever, my multi-platform waiting there. So this is just another layer to it. Yeah, we'll bring the Minister of Health. I have committed to that. Yeah. When are we going to Harun Zubairu? When are we going to reinstate the Auditor General? Due process get for pan out. When that is done, then we can always do whatever the recommendations of the committee will be considered. Yeah. This is a government of law and order with the respect due process. I want for tell family when I continue for share time they run out time will catch you just now. We'll get 12 minutes back more than just the inform me. Or somebody asked if I could reach out to the general public through audios. Not all Sierra Leoneans will be opportunity to listen to this wonderful broadcast. Thank you very much. We also Bampia, we also the getter. Well, they ask other team members there, not to me one in the Ministry of Information and Communications. I get my team members there. Probably we'll get a few people. The Alpha side can always do that. Juliana Seth, then they do then small soap opera then, and they do then small skits then. So would they get boku products then at the ministry. Somebody asked why they removed promotioners. Mr. Fofana, the point was promotioner has been there. Yeah, then promotioners and the mobile network operators them the user for not for pay tax to government. How is it when time reach for tax returns? Somebody go say 50% of the call and what you make na promotioners. That cannot make sense. So in the Finance Act of 2020, I think, they put this say 10% promotion and now you go do. If you do anything beyond that, you got to pay for it. Yeah? Because once that was an opportunity for let escape under promotional. How would that on earth go to do business? 50-60% of an promotional, they don't want to pay tax. So now that make in the Finance Act, then cap at 10% promotionals. So Minister, talk about names. I don't get facts, Stephen, I don't get facts around names now. But when I don't ask for the Minister of Health for Kang, I will bring him one of these days. The student loan scheme has been launched. Then go begin for implementing ASAP. Somebody say if I try for invading question. Abraham, you mean evade? I know the evade question, but if you know pertinent, so we will discuss. I go escape. I know the invade, no question. If I know go evade myself, if you like. Okay, we'll go engage. I mean, that's the access social welfare and health also engage the public. So what you have to see in essence is when I want every minister engage, we don't provide the platform. We will do that. I see a campaign building up for reinstatement of the Auditor General. I hear you. I will convey that on the but let me make it clear. Say they may not set up a tribunal as provided for in the Constitution. That tribunal they do in work. When then done, then they make recommendations. What government will consider. On that basis, now that make them not don't get a substantive Auditor General. Now one of its team members they act in that position, so she still has a job. I'm told I only have 10 minutes left. Okay, thank you very much, Abraham Kamara. Thank you very much. Okay, this person here, I think I work with her on the Liberia, na APM terminal, so I've been work. So Abraham they know me. I'm a very principled person. I stand for respect, particularly workers' rights, and at the campaign for decent work for people that want to work with me. Thank you very much for that commendation. Okay, so somebody they asked what are the hope for the TVET sector. I don't tell you say under this administration we don't get 10 TVET there. We don't get every district, about 10 districts and don't get TVET centers there. Again, we also the support, we give grants then through the skills development fund to private sector people then with Sierra Leoneans and the goodie. We don't standardize the certificates then across TVET. So we get, if they say you get whatever TVET qualification you get now, it's standardized with anybody with come on any other side. So government very keen about that one day because we believe say countries that don't develop, they invest not only in formal grammar school education, they invest very heavily in technical vocational education and training for develop the middle level manpower base. So we are committed to doing that. We will continue doing it. Yeah, Musa they asked about Tomabone. When I don't say I bring the Minister of Agriculture, I'll be bringing him in coming days. Say part of the thing there, where government, where they may inaugurate the president, been talk say, it go diversify the economy. One of the things there we been the talk now for agriculture. With agriculture, we don't get grants then for invest in Tomabone. We'll begin. His Excellency say almost all appointees and presidential appointees they forget farm. Remember, we have get beautiful cash crop farm, over 100 acres, na Moyamba district. I get a rice farm, na Pujeon district. For the last 2 years, at the grow, it's at the eat, and at the eat, it's at the grow. So we'll begin. The president will mobilize people then for going to farming. Last year, the call all over the place was we want combined harvesters there. Would they see the rest farming? People they're not able to cut all. Then they ask for combined harvesters there. Government may not do that. Now today the Minister of Agriculture they show me the vast acreage then, the vast waiting there where they don't cultivate already. So the country is in for a bumper harvest. We want the ultimate objective now for reduce the importation of rice in these first 5 years of His Excellency, so that by the time Sierra Leoneans then go graciously grant a second term on the first ballot, we really want to see how we can further reduce the importation of rice. Yeah, zero hunger. That's a great aspiration, very ambitious. We will do what we will get for do. Nada that message. Thank you very much, Abu Kamara. We all just need to go out there and register and vote for President Bill on the first ballot. That is how easy we can make it for him to come back. Cambia, Jonathan Smaila, I'm happy that you are watching from Cambia. This is a truly national program. The one where they watch, where they listen on SLBC, you follow other handles there, you are welcome. Let us continue for share this and make the home to be 8 o'clock every Thursday because they get decent, informative conversation also. Okay, Old Man Rogers, thank you very much for the hearty congratulatory message to the team. But look, I mean, even if with the best of intentions, I'm not going to read all the text message then. It's overwhelming at the wrap up now. Yes, I mean, in future, we hope for reach all. Martins, Amara, is a lot of connect to radio stations and hard to reach areas. I mean, a great fan of hard to reach areas because now one of them places in there come on. Me not to one person with the free time to forget that. I like my village pass NSI. You know, as we team up say and there they can go tomorrow, inshallah. So let's keep going. Yeah, I mean, I know these people. I mean, some people they can't discuss. They don't want anytime you elevate a discourse, you don't embarrass them. So pass them course and bring foolish thing there. So Teresa Boyma, this is an interesting question. This, you know, over the years, educational system don't lost the mojo we been get, the respect we been get around the world. But under this administration, we try very hard. Yeah, it asks let we able validate, let them begin accept WASC results then abroad. Well, now some countries they need to do. I understand the UK get problem with that, but this is a conversation where I go hold with the two ministers of education. I think it's very important. What would they do now? Not to look at Champions League, we want global validation from. But a very interesting question that we will try for tackle that. Yeah. You know, we get too many messages. Time not enough. Time not enough. Sheku Putka Kamara, thank you very much, Sheku. I appreciate. Thank you, Sulaiman. Ba, I appreciate the commendation, the compliment. I really appreciate. I mean, this is good. Then can say the reward for hard work and more work. When I don't give other areas then. Mohamed Savior Samuel, I've heard of some NYC graduates with agricultural degrees, but without placement. Can you consider incorporating? Well, the president definitely very concerned about this. Now, the last cabinet, it became very clear. Say, look, like around Africa, the youth unemployment situation is a ticking time bomb. They don't tell minister that they have to ensure that the people there then get them engaged through the National Youth Service Scheme on various things. So that one day, I think the last cabinet will discuss that one day. Area farm that commitment day. And everybody now know that. So the chief minister don't say the monitor that he will lead on it. But look, be careful for now, not tribalize this conversation. We said the room be swamp day so. He said the president not ever promote agriculture in the north. Now Cambia woman yesterday, the women's leader for the National Farmers Association of Sierra Leone to in office. They want to promote the activities there through the media, you know. Now there's a paradigm shift. What do I mean? First time when they bring tractor, then fertilizer and all that in there, then the shape and give politician. Now the president say, you know what? Log get machinery in the private sector. As long as you know true possible they do agriculture, you able get access to machines, to tractor, to fertilizer, to combine harvester. In 2017, for example, while the drive through Fube College, one lecturer been there, be minister, a get tractor pass parking and host, now then the hand close there. It was meant to be in the farm. That is no longer happening. When they do farming, you get for hire, right? Like any other person. So no misinformed, you don't have facts now for acts. Okay, yes, sir. How prepared is the SFDP to win the elections? Because as far as I'm concerned, you don't want any runoff. So go out there and register, mobilize your community. We want for all continue free quality education. For go out there and register. We now we want let the president continue for empower women. You know, we'll get a bill in parliament now for empower women and 30% women's representation in parliament. The president cabinet don't agree a youth development fund. People that don't tell me the time don't. I really want to appreciate Una for the support, for the engagement, for the most part, the decency. Una elevate the conversation. I know you can always get a few outliers who they come with, preconceived notions and who they come for be spoilers there. But I want to tell all the good people there, 99.9%, we stay on topic. We honestly and genuinely, sincerely interested in the forward movement of this country. We take the time for engage. I want to tell you plenty thank you. Let us continue to engage with the conversation. I the follow on every after the program. Other my team members and the follow-on, the critical issues then and the raise out me. So let's continue to share. Una thank you. I love una all. Thank you.